Welcome to Talent Talk. Hosted by Fred Scott, author, educator, and founder of TalentFRED, this podcast brings real, unscripted conversations that help you grow and thrive using his talent framework. Triumph, achieve, lead, educate, nurture, and thrive. Fred's got a special guest with him today, so stay locked in and don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Now here's TalentFRED and his guest.
Well, hello, everybody. I am so excited today that I have Regina Frazier here, and I'm going to go ahead and call this out. She is my first lady professional, woman professional to be on Fred's podcast. Oh, I love it too. I love it, love it, love it, love it. So I am thrilled that she's here. And I'm also glad she's here to talk about how we can unveil the potential not only for students of exceptional needs, but our adults and helping all of our students. So I'm going to just go ahead and get started, Regina, because I'm so excited at having you here today. Let you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, your professional journey, and exceptional children in education.
Well, thank you so much, Fred, for having me here on your snippet of time in your podcast. Everyone, my name is Regina Frazier, and I'm an experienced public school administrator and special education teacher with a master's in education administration from Virginia State University. I'm currently a doctoral student at Virginia Commonwealth University, pursuing my PhD in special education and disability policy as a fully funded OSEP scholar. Now, if you don't know what OSEP stands for, it stands for the Office of Special Education Programs. And I was a policy and research intensive special education scholar. My professional activities address teacher preparation and retention, reading instruction, and policy advocacy, particularly related to the education of students with disabilities. I hold a Virginia Special Education Postgraduate Professional License, General Curriculum K-12, and an Administration PK-12 endorsement, and a Division Superintendent endorsement here in Virginia. Thanks for having me here today.
You know what? I love it when people tell us about their personal journey, because guess what? There are folks out there going, I want to do this, I want to do that. And when they hear others, they can see it's a possibility for them. And Regina is making it happen. And also, Regina, I want you to tell everybody about you are the president of the Virginia Council for Exceptional Children. So that's really important. So we're going to make sure we get on that. But I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of the biggest challenges today in special education. Some people call it exceptional ed. Different folks across the country may have different terminologies, but we know all children are children, and some have some exceptional needs, whether it's gifted or not. However, I want you to talk just in general what you've been hearing out there about the biggest challenges with exceptional children today.
Yeah, of course. Well, there's so many just challenges facing special education today in our political climate and just in general. I'm going to highlight high level, just a few things, and then maybe I'll talk about just one or two of those things at a granular level.
Sure.
But number one, it's staffing shortages. There's a critical shortage of special education teachers and related service providers across the board. And when I say related service providers, I mean speech therapists, occupational therapists, and school psychologists, including special education teachers and those aides that support the classroom. These high turnover rates are driven by burnout, heavy caseloads, and extensive paperwork requirements. And that's just one, and those kind of contributing factors, which we know research supports. There's funding constraints. Many schools struggle with insufficient funding to provide adequate services, assistive technology, and individualized supports. And this often leads to the things that I talked about before in those resources areas: heavy caseloads, extensive paperwork, burnout. For those of us who are heavy in special education, IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, that's never been fully funded, ever.
Oh,
So So we've been doing a lot with a little since day one in the special education arena.
People, did
So
y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that?
isn't it like we've been doing this work underfunded since day one of
And they,
IDEA,
oh, we want to cut the funding. Oh
and we want to
no.
continue to cut it more. And so it just these additional cuts that are happening are such an increased impact. And that leads into our students are experiencing increased complexity of
Yeah.
needs. Educators are seeing more students with complex co-occurring disabilities, dyscalculia, dysgraphia,
Oh,
ADHD, OHI, which is that bucket of other health impairments, and mental health challenges to just encompass it all. We've got all these disabilities in the basket of mental health, and mental health isn't even our arena in special education. We've got to lean on those school psychologists to help us out, which are also in low supply. So, this requires more specialized training and
it does.
support that isn't always available for our faculty and our teachers in these schools. You know, we've got,
Regina, that is, um, I have heard in my world of going around the country, that is the number one thing that they want. They want high quality people to be in those resources of all those positions you have.
yeah,
And mental illness and mental health, all of those terms, and bringing children in that bucket, we want to give them the best resources. And if you were to say this, to me, I used to say as an educator, administrator, all of that, every child is exceptional. Every child is exceptional. They just have different needs that we need to support them on. So it's
absolutely.
we have different needs, and it's great to hear. And for our audience, if you did not know, if you're a parent, if you're one that's interested about what is this, you just learned from Regina what that bucket is. And we do need people in the space. And if you are
Mhm.
interested or you're a student in a college and you're interested in go, there is a place for you.
Absolutely right, Fred. There is a place for you. And speaking to those challenges, and you hit the nail on the head with, parent involvement and
Mhm.
parent access. Those parent school relationships are important. It's not an us versus them type of situation. We're collaborative in this process. And there's a lot of distrust in the education system, the public education system, and families. And as teachers, we really work hard to build those strong parent school relationships. And when we talk about just services and placements and progress and due process, all of these things with resources are important. And we want to share those resources with you, but unfortunately, sometimes it's a lot of reading because the paperwork is heavy. When you
Ooh,
get that packet of rights as a parent, it feels so overwhelming. They're just like, "What is this? What am I
yeah,
reading?"
you're
Or when they
right.
get an IEP document,
Oh
"What am
yeah.
I reading?" But there are professionals out there who are more than willing and happy to help you understand the things that you're reading about, that you're seeing, because policy is dry, as we know. No one wants to read the Bill of Rights from cover to cover. No
Well,
one
guess
wants to
what,
read these new
Regina?
policies.
It they have to have it.
They have to know. It's important. Reading
They
is
have to have it.
fundamental.
I will say this. You just brought back something in my memory that I want to share with the audience and also with you. And you may not know this about me, but my child started off with having exceptional needs.
No,
And
I
his
didn't know.
yes, his exceptional needs was because of voice and more because he was a premature child.
Mm.
And you brought back a memory about sitting down the first time and they gave us all these packets. And my wife said, "What is this?" And she
Hmm.
said, "Do you understand?" I said, "About 30%, but we're going to learn more." I will give kudos to Chesterfield County Public Schools, or having him go from the program from preschool all the way to 12th grade when he got the chance to be in charge of his own IEP. And as a parent, we always were going out helping. His was in speech therapy, and they told us he won't going to be able to talk, but now he can talk. I champion every one of those teachers. So I want to say I used to say for preschool, best ream that my group that started with him and all the way through. I thank God
Yes.
for those exceptional ed teachers and everybody who played a part. So parents, the public school system is embracing a culture and a village around your child. And you heard Regina said we have from the speech therapist to the occupational therapist to the physical therapist to all of those folks who are, it's not just the special ed teacher, it's all of those folks. And being involved in the process is critical. So thank you for sharing that. And I wanted to share that with you because now my child is 35 years old. And when he's out of it, he has gotten a degree and more. So he was able to move forward. But at his foundation starting off, I'm glad the services provided him the opportunity to develop his best self. So I just wanted to share that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is such a wonderful point to bring up because identification and early intervention is important. And you mentioned another thing, transition.
Yes.
Transition is super important for our students with disabilities as they transition into career, post-secondary education, and just engaging with their community. And that's another pocket. And just like we say, it's never too early to talk about college.
Oh
It's
no.
never too early to talk about transition and what your life will look like for your student or child with disabilities beyond. It's never too early to talk about those things. And the law says we talk about it at age 14, but it doesn't have to be that. And in
Mm.
our best practices, a lot of the special education teachers are talking about it early. And circling back to those parent school relationships, some teachers are willing to bring up that conversation early and some parents miss it because they're like, oh, we're in fourth grade. We're not thinking about college.
Mm.
We're not thinking about career. But on the flip side, athletic parents are. If your little Johnny's playing basketball, we're getting him into basketball camp. We're getting him a coach. We've got all these resources that we're investing in at an early age, but we're not thinking about these things with our other students.
We got
Gifted,
to.
absolutely. Gifted, special ed, gen ed, all of our kids. We need to be having conversations.
You know
If you
what,
don't want to
Regina?
go to college, are you looking at a technical skill? Life skills, paying bills. Now, our students with disabilities are the most vulnerable in our community, but we
Yes,
want them to be productive, contributing, successful members of society. So
absolutely.
if that's something any of you are interested in investigating in, that is an area of research out of Virginia Commonwealth University. I am published in that area in transition research, and I
Yeah, here. You hear her.
encourage you, yes, I encourage you to look into that and at least explore. Even exploring with your teachers, hey, let's talk about transition. Let's talk about the life after high school, because there will be a life after high school. And
It
we
is.
don't want our students to graduate to the couch. Gen ed, special ed, gifted. We want none of our students to graduate to the couch because we want them to contribute
I
to a
love that.
productive society.
You know what? Graduate to the couch. Mm,
We
but
don't
yes,
want them to graduate to the couch. We want them to graduate into business, entrepreneurship, videography. We want them to
all of
go
it.
and live their best dream in the world. We don't want you to sit on grandma's couch. We don't want you to sit on your aunt's couch because you're not doing anything.
Well, you know what, Regina, it was great to hear how you said, it's not too early because you hear people in the community talk about, oh, well, I want them to go to this sport and they start them off very early in that, or I want them to go to this Ivy League school. We talk early about other things, but we need to make sure we talk about the ability to educate those. And that's why I'm really excited about talking about the Virginia Council for Exceptional Children, because you are the president and it provides a lot of resources for any educator. And I want to say that this part right here for the educators, when you're looking for best evidence-based practices, if you're looking for opportunities for learning, if you're looking for connecting, even if you say, I'm just a calculus teacher. Well, no, you're just not a calculus teacher, or you're not just that first grade teacher. You are a teacher who is learning about exceptional children. It's an opportunity that you can delve into something that maybe you're uncomfortable with, or maybe you've been placed in that collaborative classroom. And in that collaborative classroom, you want to learn more. Your organization can support this. So tell us a little bit more about the Virginia Council for Exceptional Children. And they got a conference coming up, and they got professional development that's continuing beyond that.
Absolutely. And I love the way you say that, Fred. I absolutely do. The Council for Exceptional Children, I like to describe it as the juggernaut of professional organization. It is the professional organization for related service providers and any person who touches a child with a disability. And our vision and mission, our vision is to provide high quality education that is inclusive and equitable for individuals with disabilities. Our mission is all about cultivating, supporting, and empowering education professionals who work with individuals with disabilities, which is what you kind of said in a nutshell. You just perfectly framed our vision and mission
Oh,
for
really?
CEC as a whole. Just that, like, we're cultivating and supporting and empowering education. We're empowering parents and families, undergraduate and graduate students in education, special education and general education teachers, faculty, administrators, paraprofessionals, specialized instructional support personnel, retired professionals. We love our retired professionals. It's just, those are the people that we're talking about. And I'll just touch on really briefly, just a bird's eye view of the benefits of membership. I stand on the soapbox all the time. It doesn't matter what profession you're in. I
Yes.
stand on the box of your professional organization matters in
Yes.
your advancement in your career and helping you realize the value of your profession and particularly in education. But professional organizations, they support you, they keep you engaged with current research. The Council for Exceptional Children gives you access to professional CEC publications. We have two major
Ooh.
publications that come out,
Ooh.
and then we have several others. But our number one publication is Teaching Exceptional Children. And then we have another quarterly research journal that publishes insightful and pioneering original research that focuses on children with exceptionalities. And that's called Exceptional Children, just as that. But you hit on something really cool, is just the professional development. Our international organization has a national convention, which will happen in Salt Lake City, Utah this year in
Ooh.
March.
Oh,
It is
love that city.
it's going to be fantastic. And let me tell you, last year we were in Baltimore and we had over 5,000 participants at our international convention. And it was, I mean, if you are feeling down about your profession, if you feel like you're ready to exit the profession of education, I strongly encourage you to go to Salt Lake City, Utah for our national convention. Or if Salt Lake City is too far, because it's a different time zone, I would strongly encourage you to come to our state CEC conference, the Virginia Council for Exceptional Children, on November 5th, 6th, and 7th of next month.
Uh-oh.
We will be convening in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and you can sit on the ocean front and professionally develop yourself. You'll hear from Dr. Michael Kennedy, who, if you are not in the research realm, Dr. Michael Kennedy, we fangirl over in special education. He is one of the quintessential authors of our guiding professional text of high leverage practices. Now, if I say high leverage practices and that doesn't mean anything to you, if that doesn't resonate with you deep down in your soul, your professional special ed soul, I encourage you to Google it, check out our CEC website, because those are the ethics of our profession in essence. It's really the foundation of what all special educators should know is high leverage practices. And it's just that. high leverage practices, the practices that we are leveraging for success of all of our students.
Oh my God, I'm so glad. You know what? It resonated with me. It would
Good.
make me go, I want to be there. I want to be there. Um, and I'm
It's
going to
going to be
say,
a great time. Dr. Kennedy will be joining us. And
oh my goodness.
BET Plus,
Uh-oh.
um, if you watch BET Plus, Amir Baraka will be there with us. And he's on BET's Zatima. If you watch that show, he is a phenomenal advocate. And his story, I'm not going to tell his story because it's his to tell. But if you take a look at his body of work and just his life journey, you will be taken back. You will be absolutely floored with his story, and you don't want to miss him. He will be with us all 3 days to network with you, to have conversations with you
Oh,
about
how often do you get
dyslexia.
speakers who stay engaged with the practitioners the entire conference?
Yes. He's not coming
That,
to speak and fly out. He is going to
you know
hang
what,
out with us for
to
the
the audience,
pre-conference.
do y'all
He's going to
hear that?
sign copies of his book if you've got it. He is
Oh,
going to hang out. He's going to
people.
come to the dinner. He's going to come to the movie, and he's
Oh,
going to be at the presentations to engage and chat with you. And it's just, again, his story is phenomenal. And it's impactful, particularly as our audience of special education students tend to be African American males. He
mhm.
really speaks to just the essence of what we do. And if you're down for the research, so I've got both ends at this conference. We've got the entertainment side and the philanthropy side of special education and advocacy. And we've got the research side for all of our practitioners and those who want to know what's happening, being informed about our special education happenings in research and what's going on at the crest of society right now and where we're turning in special
Oh,
education.
to the audience, if you are listening and you go, oh my goodness, it's December, I missed it. That's okay. Go to the website, go to the website, go to the website, and let me make sure I have the right exceptionalchildren.org. Did I say it right?
Yes, exceptionalchildren.org.
I want people to go there, whether you are an educator right now, whether you're a parent or someone in the business field who's trying to learn. I want you to do that. And Regina, I'm going to tell you two different stories. I was talking to a young man. He said, my
Tell,
child,
do tell.
he was said, Mr. Scott, I heard you are a veteran and you spent a lot of years in education, and I'm nervous about my child being identified. And I
Mm,
said, well, let's reverse that. Do you want every child is identified about their exceptionality? And if your child is going to be identified, to get them the support they need so they can do well in school, don't look at the as a label. Look at it as, I'm going to get the necessary support for my child. And what
yeah,
you do from your home is how to adjust his learning, his style, and more. As a parent that went through a lot, starting with a 3-year-old, getting those early intervention services and following him along and making sure his journey was going to be what his journey was. And we used to, my wife and I used to go and speak. Boy, we need to do a recap now since he's 35 years old
wow,
and a college graduate and a career professional, that we never looked at him as any less than.
absolutely.
We looked at it as every professional that was going to help him to grow and be the best person. It makes me proud that the services, the instruction, and all the people who surrounded him were able to see the best he could be. And he was able to graduate from Virginia Union and become a cum laude graduate and in the business sector. And we sit back and go, you had a 97% chance of not living, not talking,
Wow,
and not being a functional human being. And look at where you are now. And when we reflect back, parents out there, what if the school want to support your child? Let them. If you want to know
mhm.
what does it mean, go to exceptionalchildren.org. There
Yes,
are
yes, yes,
resources for you.
yes.
connect with that
resources that are
community.
available to you. And I'll put in one of those if you're interested in advocacy. You know, CEC makes it extremely easy for you to digest the policy. We have an annual special education legislative summit where
Just for that.
we go to DC and we advocate for full funding of the Individuals with Disabilities Act. And they are phenomenal at prepping you. I mean, this is professional level preparation. And they make the schedule, they help you with the script, they help you with the ask, and you get to sit down with your respective legislator in DC and you have a whole team. It's not just you one on one. You are there talking with your specific legislative representative, and you've got this team of CEC legal, just policy experts behind you. So it's just
Oh,
the level of support that CEC gives professionally and for your level of engagement is absolutely unreal. And if you're a student listening to this podcast today and you are a student with an exceptionality, I have a special tidbit for you to be motivated. CEC every year at our national convention has Yes, I Can awards. I was so lucky to be chosen as the MC for this award show. And
oh,
let me tell you, these winners are absolutely fantastic. Like beyond. Like there is a student out of Alaska who was an award winner. I'll let you take a look and like do a quick search for Yes I Can awards. But one student out of Alaska is an Olympic Alaskan high kicker. Have you ever heard of that? The Alaskan high kick?
no.
Super cool, super amazing. But when I tell you, there were several awardees, and they are the most phenomenal students I have ever met. And you would not believe that they have such profound exceptionalities. I'm talking autism, deaf blindness, just and a myriad of co-occurring disabilities. And the things that they're able to achieve, they've achieved more than I have in my almost, I'm not going to tell my age, but I'm just going to say, in my almost 37 years of life. I'll say that right there. But they phenomenal students. So this is an organization, the Council for Exceptional Children literally is an organization that grows with you. If you're a student with an exceptionality, this professional organization is for you. If you're early career, this organization is for you. If you're a veteran teacher, veteran speech pathologist, this organization is for you. And it grows with you through the course of your career, through professional development, through
Wow.
advocacy, and through research. So gives you an opportunity to stay on top of the research and be engaged with your colleagues across the globe.
You know what? I'm so happy to have this opportunity today to talk to you, Ms. Frazier, because it just ignited another boom out of me about why we should support exceptional children and why it's
Yes,
important about the funding, why it's important about having the right staffing in place across all school districts, and that we need to uh, bring in that culture and climate around our students. And also let you know, you guys are always doing something exceptional, and that's a
yes,
small word, but you're taking what we consider um things that people go, oh, that's just extraordinary, but this ordinary work you're doing, but you've gone way beyond that, just way
extraordinary.
extraordinary. So I'm excited that you shared with us about the Virginia Council of for Exceptional Children, and that there's an annual conference and how it links to your to the website, which people need to know, exceptionalchildren.org. And and as they look at this maybe down the road and they want to have more information, I'm going to put that description in. And Regina, thank you for today. Thank you. I am just excited. I might have to have you back just to talk more about it. And you igniting me about what I went through as a parent, as an
Wow.
educator, and so excited about the progress of my own child, who went that, and who would ever thought. I just threw away last week that packet that had about parents' rights. And we
A
said,
42-page packet that they're required to give
and
you.
we had so many packets, we were like, we don't need it anymore. And that's when we want to get all those parents. One day you're not going to need it anymore. One day
So
you're not going
true.
to. Thank you, Regina. And to everybody out there, my job out there is to promote the best possible with everybody, that they can triumph, they can achieve, they can lead, they can educate, nurture, and thrive beyond themselves, from the little ones all the way to the big ones. So, all the way to the big ones. So, thank you for today. I appreciate that.
Yes. Thank you. I
Stay
really think
tuned.